Hello all. So today we're going to talk about climate change. Let's start off with human population. We haven't gone there in a while. So there was a study on human population growth by the World Health Organization and the U.S. Census Bureau. They found out that there were many things that is causing humans to become overpopulated. More fertility, in other words, more women are able to carry children than there used to be just 10 years ago. The mortality of babies is cut almost in 2/3 from what it was 100 years ago. Lifespan, of course, is much longer. The average lifespan from nature on humans is about 40. That's what they're supposed to live to, is about 40 years old. And mothers are growing older and having children later in life, which is causing more humans on the planet. The UN projects that there'll be 12 billion people by the year 2010. Yeah, there's more. So, with so many humans on the planet, is there any chance that if nothing else happens, there's no disease, no war, no crash of oil, the oil supply stays with us, if nothing happens, how could we control population? Well, this has been studied for over 50 years now. China is probably one of the biggest studies, puts out more studies than anybody else. But there are 3 ways you can control population in humans. One is eliminate the unwanted births. Number 2, go with a one-child policy. And number 3 is birth control. And this isn't my opinion, this is just facts. If you want to control human population, that's the easiest way to do it. Every other way is horrible. Death camps, war, famine, lack of food because we don't have any way of running the equipment or fertilizing the food because we ran out of fossil fuels, which is coming. It's a finite material, and everything on the planet is finite. And once it runs out, it's gone. There's no way you can make copper, make tin, make steel, make fossil fuels as good as the ones we have now. We can make them, but they're pretty lousy. They're about half the power of our worst fossil fuels. So it's basically like a pedal assist bicycle. The thing I don't understand is why the denial. Why are there climate change deniers when updating our infrastructure, making it cheaper to heat a house, making it faster to get somewhere with high-speed tube transport, using hydro for electric power through the use of a tower and water flowing through it causing electricity. Some of that electricity would pump the water back up into the tower. So there are many, many alternatives, and they're all good. I just don't understand the denial. So what's the cause? What happens if we just keep overpopulating our planet? Well, the outcome is every single environmental catastrophe that's happened by humans is because of overpopulation. There's no arguing against it. If we had fewer people, we wouldn't have these problems. We wouldn't need this much oil on the oceans. We wouldn't need these big tankers smashing into whales, dolphins, and other fish that just can't swim out of the way because they have a whole city coming right at them, and they can't swim fast enough to get out of the way of the things. Well, let's just go look at some of the things that are happening just this week. Hundreds of dead birds in the North Iceland area. They were found dead because they were starving to death. And that looks like what's going to happen with this planet. It looks like most of the people will die from starvation, just like the animals are now. The situation here on the west coast of the U.S., parts of Mexico, and a lot of Canada have a large die-off of animals that used to live in the sea. The latest one is sea urchins. They have now been reported all over Oregon, Washington, and parts of Canada, the southern part of Canada. They seem to be starving to death because there just isn't enough food for them to survive. Again, in Florida and in other parts of the country, big mammals such as dolphins and porpoises and manatees are all starving. In fact, the manatees are actually moving away from Florida and going more towards the Louisiana coast area. Very strange. And they're also dying in high number. But let's just go take a quick look on the internet and see how many deaths are going on just this last week. That is, if we have enough time. So in Japan they had a mass die-off of tuna. In the U.S., hundreds of dead fish found on ponds in Brownsville, Texas on the 21st. Also on the 21st, 200 dead birds covered in mystery goo in California. Birds killed due to avian flu in 7 states across Nigeria. Birds killed to the avian flu in Japan, 73,000. On the 22nd, hundreds of dead fish appear in canals in Texas. So anyway, it just keeps going on and on and on and on. And this is just from the 21st to the 27th. And it looks like every single country is being hit. 28 sick sea lions washed ashore in the U.S. and California. It's part of that die-off. Massive stranding of dolphins in the Philippines. The world's population of animals is dying off right now as we speak. It's pretty much has started, and it is going crazy. That list I just showed you, that list I've been watching for about 5 years. It has gone higher and higher and higher, faster and faster, almost every day. Pretty soon the beaches will be just crowded with dead animals, and the smells will start to hit along the coasts of the world. Because when the ocean dies, that's going to take out almost half of all the life on the planet. And you don't think you're going to smell that. So we had another early spring in California. The temperatures are hovering around 70, 72 to 75 during the midday. So we're still kind of waiting for winter. So for the deniers, you don't have much choice. Are you going to wait until it's too late to try and, save the planet or something? Do something? Or is it all because they just don't want to change their habits in any way, shape, or form, so it's just easier to deny it? All I can say, guys, is the Titanic went down all at the same time. The highest priced bougie cabins to the lowest priced bougie cabins. So don't think that wealth is going to get you out of this. Okay, now it's time for the Maple Gas Report. What is the Maple Gas Report? It's using parapsychology to try and get some answers to things that we don't know. So I have made an entire system to do this. This is not electronics. This is biomass. Nobody's ever tried it. I've been working on it for some time, and it's now part of the Maple Gas Report. Let me show you the system. So up here we have mostly the thinking part up here. And of course the communications node. And everything works with the Tower of Truth. We even have a system where we can communicate directly. And we use this system here, along with this canister. This dies, and these two items here. Right now it seems a little confusing and all, but as the videos continue, you'll understand it. It's so complicated right now. Now we know for sure that we need to change our ways. We need to look at things in a more scientific way and look at the numbers. If the numbers say one thing, follow the numbers. Don't go for this crap of where there's no way humans can overpopulate. Of course they can overpopulate. Every animal on the earth can overpopulate. It's just a sign of somebody who's very ignorant with science and who doesn't want to change anything in their life. So they'll fight it all the way until their death. So the maple gas report is not one that you take seriously. Next time on the maple gas report, we'll do a roll of the dice, and we're going to ask a serious question. Is 9/11 an inside job? So I appreciate all the ups and the downs and the comments on the video channel here, and I understand it's looking pretty bleak out there. So I'm going to put on a few more of these videos a little bit sooner. I've got some ideas. So until next time.